velvet chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Rome was the empire known for philosophy, art and architecture, and indoor plumbing, all of which are still studied and revered today. When it fell, Europe spent hundreds of years building mud huts, dumping their waste out the window, and barely surviving. We are in a similar dark age, but this one is that of the TV theme song. We used to have TV themes we would not only sing along to, but we would hear on the radio and buy on albums and singles. You know what I'm talking about. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. You just clapped, admit it. Now you get a 10-second splash of a title and a musical phrase you can't even remember. What's your favorite TV theme? Let me know in the chat along with what you're sipping on. The Knarble Wagon rolls right now.
Last call is streamed before a live audience.
Vasalut and welcome. Happy Friday. We're live, I do believe. I mean, as far as I could tell. Yep. I'm watching on the YouTube, so I'm going out and you should be able to hear me. Give me a sound check. Let me know if I'm 5x5. Of course, you know who these people are around here. Of course, you've got my lovely partner in life, Netter of Netter's Network. How you doing, my dear? What you sipping on?
I'm doing well. I am sipping on a Polar Brand seltzer water strawberry cream.
Yummy, yummy. And of course, y'all know what I'm sipping on because you were here for Liquid Lunch today. If you're not, go check that out. It may be a little bit, little more black than the one I had this afternoon. You don't know. And welcome Aged Boomer, my partner on the stream, who is going to be on the same learning curve that I am, trying to figure out this new restream going forward. How you doing, my friend, and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing pretty good tonight, but it's weird, Troy. On my YouTube channel, you don't look like you. You look like Snuffleupagus for some reason. Uh, it's a
Are
joke.
you kidding me?
I'm just joking.
You could actually, you could have convinced me that, because we've had so many. You and I, even just in the past half hour, been having some crazy challenging times.
It's a learning curve, like anything.
It really is. It really is. Just like, as I have pointed out to you guys previously, no guarantees on whether or not the chats come up here in the studio. So I do have my YouTube open.
I should have your YouTube open also.
I was just going to say, Age of Boomer, why don't you have yours open, Netter, have yours open, in case I miss a comment you need me to bring up.
I had a thought about the chat. I don't know if this will make a difference or not,
Mm-hmm.
but do you have chat on before you go live?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this is one of the nice things about Restream. Unlike EVMux, I can see the chats showing up in Restream in the studio, just like I used to be able to on StreamYard. So there's that. But unfortunately, then I go live and compare it to what I'm saying, and I'm like, I'm not seeing all the comments.
Well, remember, 3 different channels.
There is that. There is that, but it's happening when it's just me in and my YouTube stream in the afternoon.
It's ghost comments.
Well,
if you don't mind my saying something, you've probably seen this already, but there's a chat thing on the right. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can show them on the screen.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Look at it. Look at this. Whee! You get to see,
You can scroll up too, it looks like, and you can show.
Well, no, unfortunately, I can scroll up and down here on the right, but I can't do that here. They're only seeing what's live, so the most recent stuff.
Well, there's still a lot in here. Okay.
Yeah.
So by the way, I'm sipping on an unsweet tea, Pure Leaf.
Yeah, you Southerner, you. You are now a Southerner.
Southerners are sweet tea, not unsweet.
You used to be a Northerner, now you're a Southerner. So
yeah, because it's hot in the South. You don't drink hot tea in the South. It's hot down here. It's boiling right now. It's miserable.
I understand. I saw a video, one of those YouTube shorts, and it was like a series of like interview, do you just asking, if Americans would be able to handle British summers, and to a man, they were all saying, oh gosh, no, it's, I don't remember what it was Celsius, but it was like 80 degrees here. Oh, it's so hot they would melt. And they get to one guy who's sitting there like this. And he's like, as someone who's lived, and I'm not going to try affecting the British accent, but he's got a real thick British accent. And he goes, as someone who grew up in the UK and has lived in the United States, I can tell you, these people have no idea what they're talking about. 80 degrees? 80 degrees. Yeah, try 100 degrees. He said, and when I got off that plane, I had no idea that you could scoop air. That's how thick the humidity was.
It's awful. And 80 degrees. That's like what my air is set as.
I know.
That's what somebody did. They were talking about just somebody in Canada, and it's would be considered cold by our standards. Yeah. And they're walking around in shorts and a t-shirt going, this isn't cold. Not for Canada.
Yeah, I know. And that was the other thing. I commented on it. I'm like, buddy, you are spot on. I said, but I will say this. We have Alaska. We have Hawaii. We have Florida. We have Maine and Chicago, Illinois. So we get all over the place. You go to Nevada, you got desert. You drive an hour, let me think, west, and you're in the mountains. It's crazy. You drive another couple hours and you're in the ocean. Yeah, it really is crazy. I said you can pile up a whole bunch of British Isles in the United States. We have it all. Go down to Louisiana, you got swamps. Actually, you could do the same thing at the tip of Florida too. So
I've been to Louisiana.
Everglades, you got you've got grasslands, you've got prairies. you've got everything is what I'm basically getting at. And I said, just between me in Chicago and my buddy in Florida, I was obviously talking about you. I'm like, I complain about the heat, and he's like, oh yeah, well, that's what it is in the middle of the night here, So anyway, let's get to saying hi to everyone that I'm seeing here, starting with first name that I saw pop up, which was Connie Cleary, the star of Fluff Chick Productions. Welcome. Big Al says, I hope you have a great show tonight. My friends, I do too. Thank you so much. I think we're off to a pretty good start. So Lynn Green is already suggesting the Red Dwarf stream. Oh gosh, I'm having a hard time remembering. Dun 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 dun. Something.
Da, 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 da.
I can't remember exactly.
I know the theme. I don't know the lyrics, though. But yes.
Then of course there's Firefly. You can't take the sky from me, right? Cheers. Let me tell you something about that. We'll talk about that.
Watch that video later. You sent me about Cheers.
Did you?
Yes.
I'll tell you something. There's a video, and if I don't have it in the description below, let me see if I do have it in the description below. I do not. I'm going to have to add it. I need to share with you guys a video that partly inspired this stream, where the co-writer of the theme for Cheers was talking through the process of creating the song. And his original version was like, it's kind of bland and mundane. So I understand why, they passed on that one. And then he got another one. And then he got another one that was the same melody, but something about da 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 when the Red Sox win something. And they were like, we like it. You're getting close, but make it more generalizable. So, everyone, it's not just so Boston, right? So making your way in the world today takes everything you got. And I think I'm going to be doing that next time we do karaoke, which might be sooner than later, by the way, guys. But we will get to the deep dives on some of these themes very, very soon. JPRPH1, welcome, John. Good to see you, my friend. Hail to you, Tim Hayes. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being there last night for Tom's appearance on Thursday. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
Tom is a great guest. I love having him on. He is one of my favorite guests. And
he is a consummate professional. He's been doing broadcast for a long time. Hail to Jonathan Conroy. Thank you so much for being here. He says, hail all, smash the like button, and enjoy the show. And that means subscribe as well. Thank you so much, Jonathan Conroy. Let's see, who else do we have? Saying hi to each other, which it encourages me when you say hi to each other, because that's building the community, right? And then look at this. 5 gifted members. You know what we got to do?
Jonathan Conroy, a giant of grace, opened his hands and lit up the place. Gave without counting, stood tall through the years, wiped away worry and dried away tears. Great is the man and deep is our thanks, Jonathan Conroy, who lifted our ranks.
I mean, how could I not create a song for him, specifically with the way he supports his channel with gifted memberships? I mean, he really is keeping us alive, let me tell you. So that went to Monkey Jeebus. Welcome back to membership, Monkey Jeebus. PJ of Orville Nation, welcome back to membership. So glad. Let's see. I actually missed one. That is Sean Estep. There we go. Welcome. And Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch has a great channel. Make sure you're subscribed to her. And Brandon Glass, welcome to membership. So glad you're here. Deleted Scenes also says like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and gift a membership like Jonathan Conroy. Oh, you guys are so wonderful. You really, really are. Clue Studio, another great channel. You really, really should be subscribed to. Make sure you check out his channel as well. Yes, salute to you as well, my friend. One of the good ones. Jonathan says, sorry I missed the nooner, but had to go outside work. Fall is coming sooner than later. You are not wrong. I am working on a project that I wanted to get done before summer ends, and I'm just starting it, for crying out loud. But I get you. And you know what? You miss a stream, that's fine. They're still up. You can always go back and check it out if you want. Totally understand. Jesse says, yeah, my job just got crazy. And man, that's a lot of text. I don't want to read that. You just say it yourself, Nate.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership instead and make our family grow?
And just because Boomer is now learning the platform the same way I am, Boomer, when we do a clip like that, unlike the previous studio where you could choose what the next screen is that it pulls up, you have to do that manually. So when it ends, I've got to come back to the main stage.
I see. Okay. Well, good to know. Does it just repeat?
No, I can set it to repeat. I set it not to repeat, but it'll be like,
you said to get back
like
in
a
the
freeze
studio.
frame.
I got you.
Exactly. With the exception of the opening credits will go directly into the main stage, and I have the closing credits go into an end landing, because the only way you can have it go into the next scene is if it's literally the next scene in the progression. They're all different. We're getting used to things, you know. Little peek behind the curtain of how things work, folks.
Look at all the green.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it wonderful? All the new members. It's so great.
Oh, honey, you got to get caught up.
I do have to get caught up because Clue Studios dropped a $10 super chat to say, this is a Crown Royal night for me, Mr. Bartender. I don't blame you. Save the bag for your dice. Just saying. I don't even know if you do any kind of gaming, but you know, when I was growing up, that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Saying hi to each other. Always love to see it. Troy, I need Coca-Cola Jack Daniels mixed drink. That is so fair. Jesse Guajardo, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see. Samuel Proctor, listening while watching The Lighthouse. I honestly haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things. I'm going to have to check it out. Jesse's drinking water, staying hydrated. Hail hydration. Good for you, man. Good for you. Let's see here. I'm drinking some Youngling Lager. It has been a very long week. I hear you, my friend. My gosh. Literally, the shipment of new tables and chairs came in 10 minutes before my shift ended. Damn, I hate that. Come to find out that the tables are still being shipped later on next week. For crying out loud, right? Whoops. I clicked it and I clicked it right off. There's a new boy in the neighborhood, lives downstairs, and it's understood he's there just to take good care of me.
Charles in charge
of our days and our nights. Yeah. Well, see, I'm reading. I'm not getting the melody. Charles in charge. Oh, thank you so much. $5 for the Wonder Years theme. Well, which is, of course, just Joe Cocker's little help from my friends. That's another one that I should absolutely do in karaoke.
You should start writing these down.
If not, well, I have too much to do. So, but that actually, you know who would actually be better to sing that? I will request that Tom Connors sing it. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? as I see the numbers go down of my viewers.
I'm running your list for you. What was the first one you were going to do? Was that the Cheers theme or the Friends
yes,
theme?
Cheers theme.
Okay.
Cheers theme. Oh, I don't think I could do. Could I do it? So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
The
Your
Friends
child's a
theme.
joke.
Friends theme.
Your love's life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. Well, it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, but I'll be there for you.
And demonetized.
I don't think I sing well enough for any algorithm to record it as music in the first place.
Remember when you were on Latino Slant, we were doing karaoke, and you
I
stepped on
think
his
they were
strings
hitting
twice.
him for more problems than just the songs themselves. I think it was more the backing music. I honestly don't know Darkwing Duck. Do you know the theme of Darkwing Duck?
No, I never watched it enough to be able to get the theme song stuck in my head.
Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck. That's about the extent, but yeah, I know it. You don't know it?
I know DuckTales. DuckTales. Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
save it because it's one of my picks. Spoiler.
Sorry. Oh, thank you so much, Nate. Nate has gifted a membership to Karen Owen. Welcome back to membership, Karen Owen. Thank you so much. And then Clue. Oh my gosh, the generosity. I don't have a cool video set up for you. I'm gonna have to create one for you for next time. But there's 5 more gifted memberships. This went to Brian Stevenson. Welcome, Brian. And Big Up Shady. Welcome, Big Up Shady. Let's see. Scattered Night. Welcome. And let's see. Fleetwood the Prophet. That name sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen it before. And welcome back to membership, FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. Welcome back to membership. Thank you so much, Clue. You are good people. I super appreciate you. Yes, there are so many memberships. I'm telling you, guys, you're saving my life here right now. Well, not my life, literally. You're saving this channel because last week hurt so bad. The revenue dropped so bad because of last weekend. And TV sucks, did that. Well, let's just say there's a reason why I'm no longer on EV Sucks, even though I'm paid up through the year. I can't rely on them.
Well, I told him that he could still use it for like Thursday things and that, because since we're paid up, we might as well finish using it for the last 6 months.
Yeah. Mark Malikoff says, "Hopla, here I are. Nate needs to be on the bridge of a Klingon battle cruiser, or I should have him put me on one. Subscribe now, Patach." Yes, absolutely. I have all my crown bags. Those are the best, right? I mean, it's not a big thing, you know. It's just, I don't know. I just love it. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're my family from the town of Bedrock. They're a page right out of history.
And now I feel like I'm in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I was just thinking that too. That's coming up in a couple months for sure. Let's see. Sadly, the TV theme song went the way of the dodo. Yes, and I will be addressing that momentarily. I have been to the Cheers bar in Boston back in 1988, and I have seen the Cheers set when I was in LA in 2006. They had the set in a museum there. I have been to the Cheers bar in virtual Boston in Fallout 4. Of course, it's all bombed out, and you know all the characters are dead, but their corpses are there. Seriously, I kid you not. Norm and Cliff are at the end of the bar, and Cliff is wearing the mailman's outfit with the mailman's hat, and Sam and Diane are behind the bar, lying on the floor. dead.
Is that a little ditty about Jack and Diane?
Exactly. Even Frasier is his skeleton is on the other side of the bar. I kid you not. I'm not even joking. And the detail is perfect too. I mean, so much that you can go past where Norm and Cliff sit into that back area where the pool tables are.
You know,
do they have a very diminutive skeleton that's pregnant?
Yeah, no.
Because she was always pregnant on the show.
Yeah.
they need a Cheers Lego set.
That would be cool.
They've done Friends, they've done Seinfeld. They need to do Cheers.
Oh gosh, Clue, would you really want me to do that?
That almost made it to my list.
I would do that.
I thought about that one.
Oh God.
Well, moving on up.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I mean,
Blue, I'll do it. Next time we have karaoke, I will do Moving On Up.
One of us will absolutely do that at the next. So you better write it down, Netter. Not specifically that I have to do it, but you know who would actually do a great version of that would be Rosie Gaines. I'd love to hear her sing that. Troy, how about the Flintstones theme song? Yep, just hit that one. Let's see here.
Just getting through the chat. That's the whole show.
And I said, in Norm's Barstool. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I used to sing remix version of Scooby-Doo original theme mixed with a pup named Scooby-Doo with the What's New Scooby-Doo theme song. That's pretty cool. Boy, oh boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that hit
made the hit. It's
Hit
on the
parade,
screen.
yeah.
Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days. There you go.
But then I'd have to say it with like kind of a Brooklyn accent and really off key.
I almost feel like I have to rewrite the song for these days, you know. Girls are boys and boys are girls, because that's the way it is now, right? You know? Mister, we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. Gee, our old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days. Oh gosh, oh my goodness. And I think we are now caught up. Also, the trip I got to see the TNG Bridge. Now, I did not get to see the real original TNG Bridge, but Netter and I did get to see a mock-up of the TNG Bridge in Las Vegas when we went to the experience. For Netter singing like he Yeah. We'll have to practice that one too. That would be a lot of fun.
But that
too.
means I have to purposely sing off key.
You gotta, and that's the tragedy, because Jean Stapleton had a beautiful singing voice. She was an accomplished singer. She was purposely singing off key. It was yeah, that's pretty rough. My dog is going to howl soon with Troy singing. Yeah, I would imagine so. Let's go ahead and get to the presentation that you guys have been waiting for 2 weeks for crying out.
Good stuff, man. Yay.
Just a little bit. There we go.
Top
TV themes. They don't make them like they used to. You could almost say, whatever happened to predictability? the Milkman, the Paperboy, and even MTV. That almost made the list.
Oh, me too. That's interesting.
But I was thinking about it. I'm like, in a way, that sums up what we're talking about tonight, right? I mean, in a way.
The ones that get me are the ones that don't really make too much sense, like the Frasier theme song. Talk about scrambled eggs.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Well, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Oh, my. And, baby, I seem a bit confused. Well, maybe, but I got you pegged. Ha!
I'm shocked you didn't pick Frasier.
I thought about it, but the ones I picked are part of a narrative journey through the history of TV themes.
Yeah, not me. I just
Oh
picked,
yeah, no,
yeah. You know what's funny
So-
too? You had mentioned instrumentals, I think, during Liquid Lunch today, and you were talking about
Right.
instrumentals. And I'm like, I almost had an instrument on my list, but you didn't pick any, so I thought this was a lyric list because I would have had the X-Files on here, obviously, but I didn't pick that because I was trying to pick lyric songs.
Well, what I was mentioning when I talked, when I mentioned which two did I mention? I mentioned the Hill Street Blues theme.
Yes.
And what's the name of the Taxi theme? That was
Taxi.
It wasn't called Taxi though. It was
No, but I know that
Look
theme.
it up. Oh, actually, Alexa,
Here we go.
what is the actual name of the Taxi TV show theme song?
The Taxi TV show's opening theme is called Angela, theme from Taxi, written and performed by Bob James. Want me to play Angela by Bob James so you can...
No! Please don't. We'll get a copyright strike.
Ask her to hum it for
I
you.
won't play it.
That's right. It's Angela. That's absolutely right. But those two themes and well, there were a lot of them that were originally theme songs that ended up eventually becoming instrumentals. These were oftentimes even those instrumentals. You would hear them on the radio. They were, you could buy them on albums. You can buy the singles. The Friends theme that I did during the opening monologue, that was actually number one in Canada for 5 weeks in 1995.
I can't bring up comments because I'm not a host.
Which
The
one?
Clue says, I gave $5 super chat, said, on behalf of our 4 Golden Girls, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I have done that one in karaoke. Let's add that one to the list too. If it's a car that you lack, I'd gladly buy you a Cadillac. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Usually from the TV shows, clipped versions of a lot of these songs, the release versions on the radio are usually significantly longer. But it was Tim, I think, who said these TV themes have gone the way of the dodo. Think about it. I don't even know these shows. I don't watch them. But there's a show called Schitt's Creek, 4-second musical phrase. Can't even call it a tune. Blackish, 4 seconds. Actually, I did watch, what is it called when you watch one episode after the other?
Binge watch?
No, I wasn't binge. It was on at the doctor's
Marathon.
office. Marathon, thank you. I was watching a marathon. It was a good show. But yeah.
Schitt's Creek or
Blackish. Blackish. A show called Ghost, 5-second musical phrase. Oh, Abbott Elementary, 12 seconds. God, how do you hold people's attentions with that? And these tunes don't stick in your head. But How I Met Your Mother. Think about it. You can probably remember the tune. Ba 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 ba. Done.
Big Bang Theory was quick too. I mean, not as bad as some of the modern shows, but it's over in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, when you start getting into the 90s, you go from like a full minute intro, you start getting shorter and shorter and shorter until now you're down to 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And this guy that wrote the Cheers theme song said exactly that. When they told him, we need to go smaller, 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 he said, I can't do it. He said, and I won't do it. Go out to YouTube Music and grab something for free. Because, honorable mention, Sit, Ubu, Sit. Good dog. Woof.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The outro
warms the heart whenever I heard that. I don't know why.
I know, right.
Or at the end of was it Buffy? Grr,
arg. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they sang it for the musical, but so let's go back. Let's go.
I don't know if I have the choice to go forward or not. Let me try.
You
Because I
should.
think you might have gone forward. No, it won't let me.
No, go up to the top.
Yes.
And you should see 2 of 22. You should be able to click on it.
I'm on it.
Click on the arrow.
It won't do it.
It won't let you
do it. I tried it before. Well, let me go back or forth. It might be a host thing. You try it.
Well, I hope.
Well, I just did. Okay, if I have to do it, I'll do it. But there you go. So the first one I'm talking about is the tune is not actually called the Beverly Hillbillies. Do you know what the tune is actually called, Boomer?
I do.
Netter
I do.
knows. Yeah, I know.
No. I didn't watch the show.
The Ballad of Jed Clampett.
The Ballad of Jed Clampett. You're absolutely.
I know the theme song. It's about the. In fact, I think did Weird Al do a cover of this or something?
I wouldn't be so. Oh, he did, but he changed the words, and I don't remember exactly what he did with it. But I want to go back a little ways before this, and I am not gonna promise you that I'm hit. It depends on how you define a TV theme, but probably one of the earliest TV themes would be the Ballad of Davy Crockett from 1955. It got a lot of radio play, and it was very synergistic, right? You'd hear it, and you know, you watched the show, you heard the song, you'd sing it in your living room as the show was starting. It was a family show, so the whole family would be doing this. And then you'd be in the car and hearing the radio, and it's Davy Crockett, Davy Crockett, the king of the wild frontier, right? I'm not really that old, folks. That really is before my time, but you know, I do know Davy Crockett. But then 1962, same thing. Flat and Scrubs did the Ballad of Jed Clampett. Let me tell you all a story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil that is black gold.
Texas tea.
So yeah, and what's very interesting is if you watched the Beverly Hillbillies when it first aired in its first season back in 1962, I didn't. Netter, in theory, could have, but she wouldn't remember it.
Which one?
1962, the original airing of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, no, I saw it in reruns.
Yeah. She'd have been literally a baby in a cradle. She wouldn't even be aware.
Well, actually, depending on when, I wouldn't have been born yet.
True. But yeah, I don't know when the seasons ran. If they started in September like they do now and went through the holidays, I honestly don't know. But when it originally...
Like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. And if you were going to give a super...
Jimmy left.
What are you doing?
Did I do all that?
If you were clicking on stuff, yes, that's what you did.
I was trying to get the Clue Studio thing up. I'm sorry.
Clue was saying love and marriage.
Why do I have permission for that? But oh, stop it. Sorry.
He brought Super Jam to say, love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell ya, brother, you can't have one without the other. That's a Frank Sinatra song from way back. My grandfather loved when that show would come. He didn't care for the show itself. He just wanted to see the opening
But
credits.
that song was not made for Married with Children, correct?
No, it was not. No.
So that's an example of a repurposed song.
Sure, absolutely. I do feel, however, that it had that same synergy. It did for the song what using it as a theme did for any other song. It got it into the zeitgeist, got people listening to it. A lot of times when an older song was featured in a show or became the theme song, it hit the charts again. and was introduced to a new audience.
Something that JPRPH1 is bringing up on Boomer's channel
Mhm.
is that some of the TV shows also had an ending theme song, like the Beverly Hillbillies was. And now it's time to say goodbye
To Jed and all his kin.
We would
like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in.
Yeah.
You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is.
There weren't a
Set
lot
spell.
that had
Take your shoes
an
off.
outro one like that. So if they did, usually it was just the instrumental, but that one actually had.
And
that
I'm
little bit of a
glad you
story.
brought that up, because the release version of that, if you went out and bought the 45, the two were put together exactly that way. So that's an excellent point.
I'm getting roasted in the chat. You want to read Geek Flag's latest comment and then the next two?
Sure.
I can read. Boomer, I thought you were the designated driver.
Well, now he's a designated driver of a vehicle he doesn't know how to drive. That's the problem. He's sober, but
Okay.
he doesn't know how to drive.
Security to the bridge. Boomer is pushing buttons. I was trying to scroll. And then Geek Flag says it's more than it's more than a nickname. Funny, man. Next time I will hook my mouse up. If I had the mouse up, this probably wouldn't have happened. Anyway, we lost the presentation because I was messing with powers I don't understand.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. For crying out loud. Let's get back to the presentation. Yeah, so we were on.
You know what? I like my Mac. Leave me be. Anyway, let's see.
But what I was also going to say
why
is,
can I move the stupid presentation? But I can. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get it figured out. So what I was starting to say is, if you watched it back in 1962, when it originally aired, you would get through the opening, and then it would continue right into a commercial. And I don't know what the lyrics were, but it showed, that opening in black and white of them driving the car just like this, and they're driving down I don't know, some street in Beverly Hills.
It's probably Rodeo Drive.
And they pull up next to a truck that's got the big sign for whatever the product is, some cigarettes or something like that. And Scrubs would be, singing, about the product in another verse that was added. Thank you so much, Clue Studios. Super chat for $20. Dude. You are so generous today.
He's the producer of tonight's show.
Super. You have really moved right into that producer's spot for tonight. The outro to the All in the Family was a song that my grandmother required me to play on the piano. That's kind of cool.
It's a good song.
I kind of like that. Yeah, it kind of is. Very, very bluegrass. Very, very bluegrass. Well, technically, the theme song for Friends was not written for Friends. That is true. The group actually released the song a year prior, didn't even chart until they used it for Friends. Go ahead.
I feel, though, that is close enough in proximity to the airing. So even though it wasn't written specifically for Friends, I feel it matches it now. I'm going to be doing a song with one of mine that wasn't necessarily written for the show, but it was written in such close proximity to the show that we just associated with the show now. But you are correct.
And kind of the flip side to that, a song that you would think I would have done, but I didn't. Joey Scarberry performing Believe It or Not, which was used as was the theme song to Greatest American Hero. It was written as the theme song for Greatest American Hero, and was so popular that people were calling, without it having been released, without it being a full release version, people were calling into radio stations asking them to play it. So there was a little bit of a lag there before they turned it out and did a full version of it. So yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. But again, synergy, right? You hear a song, you love this song, you find out, oh my gosh, this is a theme song to a TV show. I'm going to go check out that TV show. On the other hand, you watch the TV show, you love the theme song. Hey, I hear it on the radio. You go out and you buy the album. And you remember the name Joey Scarberry because, you did, because you love the song so darn much. You know, the two TV themes I couldn't get out of my head as a kid was One Day at a Time. Yeah. And of course the Facts of Life.
Facts of Life almost made it to my
you
list.
take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. There's a time you gotta go and show you've grown, and now you know about the facts of life. The facts of life. When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams, then suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. Little personal trivia about the facts of life. I actually worked a major Easter egg into a long-running Dungeons and Dragons game that was all about the facts of life. The characters met an NPC, did a job for her, ended up finding her journal, and I literally wrote out the entire journal, and it's written as though it's written from the point of view of someone who went to this particular magic academy and, you know, very D&D-ish and stuff. And all of the characters were directly based on the girls from the Facts of Life. And I even, as she's talking about things in their diary, she's talking about her friends, and I'm talking about specific storylines from the Facts of Life. Nobody caught it. They read through the whole thing because they thought it was all really, really important stuff, and they're looking for any clues to the storyline and stuff. I said, go watch the Facts of Life again.
Funny.
The Bobby McFerrin version of the Cosby Show. Cosby was another great one where you had two, well, actually more than two.
No, they would change it like each season. They would change the intro.
Well, there was a
same theme,
where,
and they would do different variants on the same theme. I remember that.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
And then they completely changed the theme again, so it was a completely different jazz tune. You're absolutely right about that. That's very, very true.
Love that theme.
It's one thing I remember as a kid, Samurai Jack. I've heard a couple people mention that. I've never watched Samurai Jack, so I don't know.
It's a lyric theme. No, it had a good song. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, why didn't I put that one on my list? Oh, well, I had other cartoons. Never mind.
Oh yeah, Different Strokes was another good one too. Absolutely. Which The Facts of Life was a spin-off of.
Yes.
You can turn the world. Who can turn the world on with a smile? Oh God, is that oh God, no. Is that Mary Tyler Moore?
Maybe.
Oh God, no. No.
What about That Girl? It's like I had the theme in my head and then it just went out.
Yeah, I like That Girl, but then I really liked Marlo Thomas too.
Okay.
I was not a big fan of Mary Tyler Moore though. She just.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move.
I got a pick.
Boomer's pick. Boomer's pick.
If
Come
you're
on.
gonna do the whiny Mary Tyler Moore, then you gotta go.
No.
Oh,
yeah, even you can't do it as annoying as she did. It just grates on me. Sorry.
Welcome back, Cotter. John Sebastian song. Theme song. Welcome back. Theme song. 1970s American television sitcom. Welcome back, Cotter. Written and recorded by former Lovin' Spoonful frontman John Sebastian. Reached number one on the Billboard Hot 100 for 1 week. I have an article on that I'm going to get to. But
I have to do it right, Boomer. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. So let's see real quick. We got Arnold Horshack.
My favorite character.
Right. Oh, right.
I mean, they're all my favorite, if I'm being honest, because I love them all. But yes, all the Sweat Hogs.
Let's see. John Travolta was Vinnie Barbarino.
Yes.
Barbarino, yeah.
Epstein.
Gabe Kaplan. Well, yeah. That guy over on the right, didn't he have an island or something like that?
Yes.
No. Juan Epstein, the Puerto Rican Jew.
Yes.
And the joke from the pilot episode. Let me guess. Epstein you're Jewish on your father's side. Nope, my mother was Rabinowitz, which leaves you going, wait.
No, it's like it's like I found this out from a friend of mine who was Jewish.
Yeah.
And if Mark's in the chat, he can confirm that if you're Jewish, it comes from your mother's side.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Real quick, I want to say hi. I haven't seen this name in a while. Kolchak. Oh yeah, Cotter has always been great. Absolutely right.
Don't forget about Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Freddie Boom Boom Washington. That's absolutely right. Do you have your homework, Freddie? Well, I don't have it right here handy. So these guys, and this. I'm sure that other shows had catchphrases for the characters long before, and years later you would have, Arnold's with, would you talk about Wilson, so on and so forth. But each one of these guys had several catchphrases.
Like Vinnie Barbarino. What? Who?
What?
Where?
What? Yeah. These guys, this was all perfect 70s. The marketing, the lunch boxes, the Mego action figures. There was a Mego playset for the classroom. It was literally a classroom. That was your playset. How crazy is that?
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Apparently this was written because Sebastian couldn't find anything that rhymed with Cotter except for Otter, and he didn't want to go there, so he came up with a different approach.
That's actually kind of brilliant, though, if you think about it.
It was used in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
Anyway, it's all over the place, though.
Yeah.
Apparently they're in covers. I did want to bring up this History Channel article, though, for it. Theme song for Welcome Back #1 on May 8th, 1976. John Sebastian's playfully nostalgic theme for TV show Welcome Back, Kotter was #1.
There you go. There you go.
Previous year, Sebastian. Okay, so there you go. So big hit song. Again, probably another one of these songs where they said, please air it on TV.
Right.
Oh, apparently the theme from the Rockford Files also made the top 10 the prior summer.
And that's another one that doesn't have lyrics. It's it's an instrumental, but yeah, because you also have to remember back in the 70s, just jazz music was pretty popular. It kind of went hand in hand with the yacht rock that eventually came in the late 70s, early 80s. So
what ethnicity is Horshack? That's what's bothering me. Is he Polish, maybe?
Polish. Yep.
Okay. All right. Because I'm trying to think of all the New York staples are represented here, right? So I'm like,
but we didn't have diversity until after the year 2010. There was no diversity on TV shows, and people hated this show. They boycotted it because it had a diverse cast. Remember that? No,
I love this show. Gabe Kaplan.
I do too. Yeah,
and just genuinely a funny show. But I love the theme song.
I do too. Good stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to advance it, don't I?
Advance it. We're gonna get to you next.
Got it.
I have to ask.
Go ahead.
Or maybe you don't want to answer. That's fine.
No, what?
Ginger or Marianne?
Marianne.
Yeah.
I always go with Ginger.
Guy, but Marianne.
I never find anyone who says Ginger. I don't get it. But I mean, I like Marianne, but no, I'd go with Ginger.
I think most, and I think if people are honest, it goes beyond looks. It is personality.
Right.
And she didn't have
the girl next door. She's supposed to be the girl next door, Marianne,
exactly,
right? Whereas Ginger's
but let me tell you something
star.
else about looks. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the actress that played Marianne. I used to know it.
Dawn Wells.
Dawn Wells, thank you very much. To the day she died, she was beautiful. She really never lost her looks. Amazing.
They did a TV movie, like a reunion follow-up thing years later from Gilligan's. I don't know if it was in the 70s, and I noticed both women looked gorgeous. All the men looked old, though. It's like I wonder if they were casted older even for the time. The women must have been really young when they were cast in the show.
But didn't they recast Ginger?
Oh, I thought they did because she didn't want to come back.
Yep.
Oh, that explains it. Okay, never mind then.
There you go.
Okay.
But
of course, this gives you the plot of the show.
That's exactly what I was getting at. So this is the reason that this is obviously important is because when again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record. Those of you that know what a broken record, represents. I say this all the time. There was a time when the idea of binge watching was not a thing, unless there was a marathon, which
Nick at Night
was very well, but that was years after the show was in syndication.
Yeah.
When these shows originally aired, you saw it once a week, and you waited until the following week. So there was a little bit of anticipation, and you couldn't. Oh, I can't be there at 7:00 when it airs. I'll just record it. There was no way to record. And if you missed it, you missed it. And you had a hope that they reran it in the off season and that you caught it. Otherwise, you never saw that episode. But it didn't matter if you missed an episode because these episodes were all standalone episodes. But if you had never seen an episode before, you would watch an episode of this and go, who are these people? Why are they on this island? Why haven't they killed the kid with the red shirt and eaten him to survive? Because he's the source of all of their problems. Well, the opening theme tells you the whole thing. And actually, I could have said the same thing back on Welcome Back, Kotter. In a way, it kind of tells Gabe Kaplan's character's story.
Yeah. Well, for me, for Gilligan's Island, it's like, okay, the professor is a genius. He has created all these things, including exercise equipment and all this, but he can't fix the boat.
Yes. Exactly right. Troy, TNG on the USS Britain, the bridge dedication plaque. The mate was a mighty sailing man. The skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. That's exactly right, because the USS Britain was on its maiden voyage, and it was really just doing a shakedown cruise, and they ran into a time anomaly and ended up in a time loop for it was like over 100 years, over 80 years, something like that. The professor's real name on Gilligan's Island was Roy Hinckley, played by actor Russell Johnson. The skipper's full name on Gilligan's Island was Jones Grumby, played by actor Alan Hale Jr. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, I knew it was Jonas.
I'll tell you, Alan Hale, he's one of those actors that you first know him as the skipper, but I've seen him in so many things since then. That I see him as a police officer. I see him as a judge. I see him as, so many other roles that he's played as a character actor that I got to think, oh, yeah, that's right. And then, of course, in the upper left here, Mr. Magoo.
Yes.
Yep.
Great cast. Also, how long did this show last, though? Didn't it get canceled?
It had gotten canceled. They did do a made-for-TV movie that was intended to be a pilot for a new series. I don't know if the new series got a season or not, or at least a partial season. But the idea was that, well, actually, there was more than one made-for-TV movie. The first one, they got off the island. They were rescued. They get back to civilization. They are greeted as heroes and all this kind of stuff. And they miss each other. So they all get together and they go out on another cruise to just reunion
Old time's
thing.
sake.
And of course, they end up back on the same island, and it is the same island because they find some of the stuff they left behind. But then the next TV made for TV movie, they get off the island again, and this time
it's Logan's Run future.
No, that would have been good too. No, the Howells buy the island that they were trapped on and turn it into a resort and offer jobs to everybody to run a vacation resort. And it was going to become like a Love Boat type of show where it's a resort and all kinds of hijinks happen, usually because of Gilligan. And I don't think it lasted, if it got picked up at all. So it was 64 to 67, 98 episodes. But 98 episodes, that's key, because that is what got it into syndication, and that's why you got reruns of it. But the existence of those reruns caused the cast to say, hey, we deserve royalties. And there's a famous lawsuit that was brought against the network so that they could get their money for the syndication rights. That's why when shows are reshown now, they get what? Residual checks.
Do you remember the Skipper and Gilligan's cameo in Back to the Beach?
I do. I absolutely. Oh, I love Back to the Beach. I haven't seen that one in years. I got to watch that one again.
Yes. Remember, he's like, Gilligan's getting with one of the young women, and the skipper's like, no, I'm sorry, we have a thing in the morning. You can see her after. And he's like, no, I don't want to go. It's only a 3-hour tour. It's never a 3-hour tour.
Yes, exactly right. It's never a 3-hour tour. Exactly. Okay. Let's move. Let's
go. Come on, move.
Boomer's pick.
I feel like I'm picking at something. Okay. Three's Company. I don't know if I should have picked this because there's like no information on the song. I did what I could. All right. Actually, was the original version sung by Ray Charles? Am I getting that right?
No, I don't know.
That doesn't sound right. But here's what I found from Old School 80s blog. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit back and you hear a tale of a time when television shows began with awesome TV songs. And okay. So let me see. This time we'll cover the theme song for Three's Company, titled "Come and Knock on Our Door." Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. Three's Company debuted in March of 1977 and ran 8 seasons, 172 episodes, crossing into 80s on ABC, ending in 1984. Come and Knock on Our Door was written by Joe Raposo. You might not recognize the name. Raposo was actually responsible for some of the most memorable songs from Sesame Street.
Yep.
Raposo co-wrote songs like the show's theme, Can You Tell Me How to Get to Sesame Street, as well as Being Green, C is for Cookie, Sing, and many more. Come and Knock on Our Door was sung by Ray Charles and Julia Rinker. No, not the R&B legend Ray Charles you probably are thinking of. Okay. There's a different Ray Charles who is best known as organizer and leader of the Ray Charles Singers, who had featured on Perry Como's records and television shows for 35 years. Rinker was a career background singer who was also one of the original Dean's girls on the Dean Martin Show. Together, they created a sassy harmony that was perfect as the show's theme song. Here are there we go. And scenes in the original credits with the trio frolicking on the boardwalk and riding bumper cars was shot at the Santa Monica Pier.
Yep.
So of course we all loved this show.
I did. Based on a British show called Man About the House. And you can kind of tell because they keep referring to the bar that they go to as the pub. The Regal Beagle, they kept the name from the British show. The names of all the characters, I think. But what you should also do is go out on YouTube and look it up. The original pilot is out there on YouTube, and it is very, very different. Different girls playing the roles. It was John Ritter, but he wasn't playing Jack Tripper. He was playing, I think, the character had a different name, and the girls were completely different actresses.
No Suzanne Summers or Joyce DeWitt, huh?
It wasn't, yeah. And honestly, after watching it, I was like, I could totally see why they kept John Ritter, and I can totally see why they swapped the girls out. Nothing against them, but they had zero chemistry.
Yeah.
But these three, they played off each other so well. So well. Really.
I don't know if you saw this one. Clue says the Bobby McFerrin version of the Cosby Show.
Yep. We mentioned that.
Did
yeah.
you? Okay, I didn't.
Because we also mentioned the fact that they did so many different versions of the same theme, and then they completely changed it to something completely different, a completely different theme. Right. So, but yeah.
Okay. But classic theme, I think, right?
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. Let me. You got to bear with me because I'm pulling double duty here.
Sorry, man. I'll try again, but I'm worried I'm going to
pull something up. It's not your fault. Troy's pick. Try reloading the pick.
Yes, sir.
Was that mine? Did I choose Cheers?
I guess so. Yes, you did.
Oh, yes, remember. I did. I'm sorry. I was on the next one. I apologize. I apologize. So the same guy that wrote the theme from Cheers. You know what? I'm going to drop a video, and this is a longer one, so you're going to have to. Can I just drop it? I don't know if this is going to go out to your channels as well. Let me see.
I guess one way to find out.
Let me try again. Bear with me. Well, it showed up on my channel. I don't know if the link went.
I'm going to.
It looks like
it went out. The link is on mine. Yes,
it's on yours. It's on X. I don't think
it's on Boomers. It's on yours. It's not on mine.
It's not on yours. So
I'm a guest.
You might want to share it on yours as well. But that's basically a deep dive into the history of TV themes and what happened to them. And the guy that wrote the Cheers theme. He wrote a bunch of other themes too. He was bemoaning the fact, and rightly so, I think, that these songs really established a mood and a theme and a message. And in a lot of ways, like I said, with Jed Clampett and a lot of the others, Gilligan's Island, it explained the topic. I mean, even Welcome Back, Kotter, it explained what the show was about so that you didn't have to have watched all the way, from the beginning. You could just jump in at any point. But then late 80s going into the 90s, they started wanting them to be shorter. Why? So that they could get more commercials in, to the point that he also wrote the theme to Punky Brewster. And
yes.
I'm not going to repeat it. You should go watch the video and hear what he has to say about it. But he gets into the musical elements of it and how the bridge, every time I turn around, do, right? You see me bopping like this. And that's what that tune does to you. It builds the suspense as if someone's actually turning around. And when they turn around, what? You see someone who turned my heart around, right? It really is saying something about this girl that turned around a man's life.
Yep.
And it gave his life meaning. It actually brings a tear to your eye when you think about it. And he was saying that 1 minute song that he wrote with so much heart, so much feeling, and so much thought, for the reboot, they made it a 9-second phrase that got rid of all of that.
Of course.
And it's like, well, no wonder the show didn't last. It's just heartbreaking.
Listen, they don't have time to listen to the theme song. They're on their iPhone. They need to be reminded about what the episode is about every 5 seconds.
And then look at the Cheers theme, right? Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. I could not have this one be in my list because it was such an influence on this channel and the theme of this channel. I wanted my stream Last Call to be an online, like streaming version of Cheers for us all to get together, and hey Norm, hey Cliff, Frazier. Same thing with all of you guys. Hey Clue, hey Nate, Mark, good to see you guys. Same sort of thing. That's why at the beginning of the show, when I kind of skim through and okay, you guys are saying hi to each other, I point out how much that encourages me. Because you guys get it. You guys get what we're doing here, and that's what Cheers is. Now, in the release version of it, there are verses that don't, show up in the TV version that are actually kind of poignant, but also a little bit funny. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The future's looking bright. And your shrink ran off to Europe, didn't even write. And your boyfriend wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name. The kind of problems we all have in the modern day. Right? But I do. I love this theme, and the loss of it is terrible. So why? Yes, greed becomes a part of it. These themes get shortened and shortened and shortened. But what else? The need for this is lost because we're consuming the TV shows differently. Going back to what I was saying earlier in the show, right? Not really funny for a sitcom about Punky grown up. Yeah, it's hardly a sitcom anymore, right? I kind of get that. But
I remember well, even with the non-lyric themes like the X-Files, what you do when you watch the X-Files show, you're watching the images and you're watching things flash on the screen like government denies knowledge, that flashes up, as words in the background and all these things where you're seeing all these weird images explaining what the show was about. That's what the intro is for. It's to explain what the show is about.
So, but think about it this way. Remember, you're watching one episode. You're not going to get a chance to watch it later. You're not going to be able to binge watch it. You don't have it on physical media. There is no way to watch it until it reruns. And even when it reruns, it's only one episode a week, right? But then in the 80s, we do have the ability to record the show and watch it. And you could watch a whole season if you recorded a whole season, one after the other after the other. And then for sure you could, if you bought the DVDs later on, or now in the days of streaming, you go to your streaming service and you just go, I'm going to watch the whole season of whatever. And you watch one after the other after the other. And that getting together and singing the song together for a minute at the beginning in anticipation of the show kind of goes away when you just did it an hour ago, and you've already seen 5 episodes. Let's just fast forward through there. Just hit skip.
I hate it when you're on channel and skip intro. I don't want to skip the intro.
I know, right?
Get that off of there. I don't want to do it.
Oh, it pisses me off when I'm on what's the one that Amazon does? Prime. It starts doing a countdown, or it's going to go to the next thing, and I'm like, no, I want to
listen to the end credit music.
I want to hear the music, yeah, for crying out loud.
I wonder if there's a way to set that off. In the settings,
You know how you do it? You get it on physical media, and that's how you consume it instead of the streaming service. Just saying. But yeah, this was a great one. If you've never heard the full version of this song, aren't you afraid of getting demonetized? Well, the nice thing about demonetizing a stream is that I don't miss out. I don't lose all the gifties you guys have given me, right? Those contributions I'm in like Flynn on. Oh no, they take away my $1.250 of ad revenue. Woo! Which honestly I don't think we're going to be getting going forward. I don't think ad revenue is going to be a thing eventually, the way things are going on YouTube. But no, I'm not concerned. You know why I'm not concerned? Because you guys are awesome supporters. You guys are keeping this channel going. You really, really are.
Ready
you like to be here where everybody knows your name. Or the name you want us to know you by, anyway.
Next one.
Sorry, I forgot I have to hit the button again.
DuckTales.
Woo! Absolutely.
Yeah. Jamie Lynn was mentioning Gummy Bears. Of course, DuckTales came after Gummy Bears, but it also had a theme song.
True.
And this was, of course, started kind of the Renaissance, in weekday afternoon animation when this came on. They really set the bar high. Yeah. And here's the theme. Let me see. It was written. The DuckTales theme was written by pop music songwriter Mark Mueller and performed by musical artist Jeff Piscetto. The show's intro sequence had the song set primarily to various clips from early episodes from Time Is Money and Super DuckTales serials in later seasons, with some shots being made specifically for the intro sequence and not appearing in an episode. That's why that stuff never showed up. I would see things in the intro and I'm like, well, where's those episodes?
Yeah.
My childhood's been ruined. Okay. And of course, they used it on the rebooted series as well. But the lyrics is, life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a Duckblur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo! I'm singing. I gotta stop. Every day they're out there making DuckTales. And it was actually kind of neat because there was an 8-bit NES game by Capcom based on the DuckTales cartoon, and it had the theme song in 8-bit. But when they remade it for HD on modern consoles, they actually used the actual theme song from the show in the game, which was kind of neat. The actual old school theme. They even reunited the old cast before the guy that played Scrooge McDuck died for the game, so that was kind of neat too. But also, let's see. Vanity Fair had an article in the spring of 1986 in the bedroom of walk-around apartment on South Beverly Drive in LA. A semi-struggling songwriter named Mark Mueller pressed a record on his rudimentary reel-to-tape recorder, sat down with his Roland Juno first synthesizer, and started thinking about ducks. Okay. Disney was looking for a theme song for a new animated series called DuckTales. They wanted a sense of adventure and excitement, a tune that would complement the Technicolor energy of the show itself. Most importantly, Disney's music executives explained they were after a poppy radio song, not a cartoon song.
Right.
Mueller's agent recommended that he shouldn't get his hopes up. A few decent artists had recorded his songs over the years. George Benson, the Captain Tennille, Serena Wright, Lou Rawls. He'd written the first single off opera singer Placido Domingo's first and only pop album, and the Pointer Sisters had recorded a song for the We Are the World charity record. Even so, the 30-year-old songwriting career was mainly consisted of a series of near misses. He had stacks of cassettes and demos for songs no one wanted. Luckily, he just scored his first hit, Hearts Nothing at All. It was on the strength and airplay of that track that he was able to obtain a meeting with Disney. And before long, Duck inspiration did strike. That day in South Beverly Drive, the chords, the melody, the lyrics, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge came pouring out of him like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a Duckblur. Mueller could be as loud as he liked. His downstairs neighbors, two elderly sisters named Fern and Evelyn, were hard of hearing. Even if he were more self-conscious, he probably would have found himself exclaiming woohoo at the top of his voice. The whole thing took around 45 minutes to write. Mueller presented the resulting demo to Disney music execs in person. Marks really stood out and remembers one of them, Chris Montan. Mueller was paid a whopping $1,250 for the song, he says.
Wow.
And that was only if Disney used the song in the song and it actually aired, which fortunately it did. 30 years after DuckTales first aired in September 1987, Disney's reboot will premiere. Okay, this is from Vice, so they talk because they redid it on the reboot as well. So, yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know.
So I want to say hi to Peter Venkman's girl. Thank you so much for being here. She is also a great supporter of the channel in a different way. Just like so many of you, today, Nate and Clue and Jonathan Conroy with all the gifties. Peter Venkman's Girl is out there on the social medias, sharing the stream out. And I think sometimes many of the people I see in the chat that we haven't seen before are because Peter Venkman Girl has shared it out. Samuel Proctor says, have you heard of this thing people have been doing for a couple of years where they recreate the cable experience, downloading the classic TV shows and commercials onto a Raspberry Pi device? I hadn't, but it kind of doesn't surprise me. That's actually kind of a cool idea. I am actually working on an old radio, pulling out the guts and replacing the AM tuner so that it can play off of a thumb drive MP3s that are all like old radio shows, old commercials, kind of fitting the whole Fallout kind of a thing. And it shows each episode in its own schedule and channels you put it in.
Oh, very interesting.
That's the thing about the radio thing that I'm doing is you can program it so that it just keeps playing and it doesn't like pick up where you turn the radio off. It continues going in the background, whether you have it on or not.
That's how we kids would find out about what toys we wanted by commercials.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
DuckTales.
There you go. So what do we got next? Oh gosh. Okay. So before I can talk about the theme of Family Ties, which was called Without Us, right? We got to talk. I'm sure at least half of our audience here know these names, but some of you younger folks might not. Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams, right? If you're of a certain age, you know Denise Williams because Let's Hear It for the Boy, right? Footloose. Johnny Mathis, you got to go a little bit farther back. Chances are, 'cause I wear a silly grin.
Yes.
Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams were very well known in, I want to say, the early 80s. Maybe it was the late 70s. I'm not 100% certain. For a song called Too Much, Too Little, Too Late. And it was the classic breakup song. It's the song that I would say is mandatory to be played at every divorce celebration. It's definitely a duet about people that can't get along anymore, despite what they put into trying to hold their relationship together, and now they're going their separate ways. So you take that song and flip it over the other side of that coin, and you get, I bet we've been together for 1,000,000 years, and I bet we'll be together for 1,000,000 more. Oh, it's like I started breathing on the night we kissed, and I can't remember what I ever did before. What would we do, baby, without us? What would we do, baby, without us? It is very clearly a song that is the exact opposite of Too Much, Too Little, Too Late. It is a song about, I don't even know how I would get through this life without this person. And honestly, you then see the show and you're like, okay, I see what this is. This is family ties, right? Family ties, family values. Even in a family where you got hippie parents and a neocon eldest son and dingy, completely checked out daughter, and go through the whole family that would probably argue about everything under the sun at the holidays and probably every day in between. The ties that bind, right? That's the message of that song. and how really, really crucial that is. Beautiful song. I guess we're going to have to practice that song for karaoke too.
Remember what the dad did? He worked for PBS. He worked for a PBS station.
Yeah, because they were hippies, right? They believed in that socialist crap.
Like back in the 80s, like what would a liberal man be able to do? Maybe so sort of support a family, and I guess, and then it was like, oh, he's of course works for PBS. That's
Exactly.
like there's no corporate, not corporate.
Well, I love there was one episode I remember when they were talking about the pledge drive or whatever and this and that, and Alex is like, you guys are going about this all wrong. You need a good business plan. You need to reinvest in the business and grow it and this and that. And you need sponsorships and he's like, no, this is a nonprofit company. And he's like, I don't understand. A nonprofit company? I don't get it. It was, you got to understand the 80s humor. So
just don't put your information on a cloud drive.
Well, yes, yeah. We talked about how PBS,
you can invest in some external hard drives.
Lost media because PBS is trying to go cheap, I guess. But Keely Chow, good to see you. So glad that you're here. Thank you so much for coming in, being here from the future. We super appreciate you. But I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to talk about another song connected to Family Ties that isn't a theme song, but it had the same resonance with the show as if it were. It was very unique. Very few things outside of soap operas were able to have this relationship with a song. And the song, of course, that I'm referring to is At This Moment by Bill Vera and the Beaters. It was a 1981 single written by and recorded by Bill Vera and recorded live by Vera and his band, the Beaters. 5 years after its original release, so again, this wasn't done for Family Ties, the studio recording of At This Moment was featured at the beginning of several episodes of the 4th and 5th season as a love song associated with Alex P. Keaton, Michael J. Fox's character, and his girlfriend Ellen Reed, played by Tracy Pollan, who, am I correct? They ended up getting married in real life, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Its exposure on Family Ties renewed a huge interest in the song. In fact, for me, I didn't even know the song until I heard it on Family Ties. People called and wrote NBC asking for the name of the song and the singer. The tune then began to a revived chart run, eventually hitting number 1 on both the Billboard Top 100 and Adult Contemporary charts in January of 1987. It also hit the Billboard R&B chart. That one I didn't know. And the Hot Country chart. In what way is it a country song? Anyway. At This Moment quickly sold over 1 million copies in the United States, becoming one of the last gold certified singles in the 45 RPM format. It's very interesting. The song crossed over to the R&B and country formats, reaching number 42 country. Country was moving away from pop influence at the time. At This Moment would be the last song to appear on the country charts and reach number 1 on the pop charts for 13 years. The first Billy Vera and the Beaters album was recorded live, so when At This Moment was used in Family Ties, only the live version existed. Vera later explained, we re-recorded pieces of the song. In other words, they'd need 12 seconds here or 20 seconds there in the show. So we went into and recorded just those pieces in the studio without the audience, because the audience would have been annoying to the TV viewer. I can kind of see that. The things that made it work better the second time was that the story of the song, Boy Loses Girl, was the story of the episode, well, Boy Loses Girl. The first time they used the song, it was when we met the girl. So Family Ties writer Michael Wythorn would later recall, in 1985, I had written an episode of Family Ties to start the 4th season, and we needed a short and sad romantic song. I just happened to go into a bar in Los Angeles and saw Billy Vera and the Beaters, and that was the perfect song, and the rest was history. In an interview, Vera talked about his meeting with Wythorne, excuse me. One afternoon, I got a phone call, and this guy said, "Hey, I produced the show called Family Ties, and some of us were at your show the other night, and we heard you do this song that we thought would be perfect for an episode that we have coming up. I got my publisher to make a deal for that with them, and America responded like crazy. NBC called us up, and they said, my God, we've never had any response like this in the history of the network for a song. The switchboards are lighting up. We're getting letters, telegrams. Where can we find the song?" People started calling radio stations, which never happens. It was a total organic hit. On the DVD release of both the Family Ties 4th and 5th season, At This Moment is still included and heard in those episodes. In an interview with Rachel Ray in 2007, Michael J. Fox good-naturedly said, "Tracy and I couldn't get on the dance floor anywhere in the world for like 10 years without them playing What Do You Think?" At the 2011 TV Land Awards held in New York City, Bill Vera performed At This Moment with the main Family Ties cast in attendance, and also included Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan, as the show had been nominated for and won Outstanding Fan Favorite. Now, again, I understand this is not a TV theme, but it so perfectly encapsulated the synergy between music and episodic TV. This idea that a song featured in an episode of a show, let alone the theme song or theme tune, if it's not an actual song, could be so popular as the show, and the two built on each other. The show became more popular because the song was popular. The song became popular because the show was popular. It's an earworm that gets into your head and you're singing it. I still find myself singing TV themes just out of the blue for no reason. So, real quick, I want to hit some of the comments here. I don't want to ignore anybody. What made TV themes very popular is how well known they used to be. Exactly. A lot of people who grew up in the 50s knew the theme to I Love Lucy. Exactly. Do you know that there's words to that? It was written by Desi Arnaz. I love Lucy and Lucy loves me. Yeah, it's got words, and you can find it out there on
what?
Yes, absolutely. The first time, I don't know if he had performed it live anywhere else, but of course it was always the opening music, but he sings it in a live performance, because he plays kind of basically himself doing a live show within the show, and in one of them he sings the song. I think it was when she announced her pregnancy, in character on the show, and it's really, really sweet. He doesn't do it in that that upbeat kind of, he makes it a little bit more mellow. It's really, really sweet. When the classic series, The Twilight Zone, began in 1959, have iconic. It was done to have an iconic eerie theme, yeah, and that has become like a staple at Halloween parties now, right?
Yeah, it was on one of the Mannheim Steamroller Halloween CDs, I think.
This is actually very funny. Peter Venkman's Girl says, maybe because it was a breakup song, country was mostly that back then. That's absolutely true. What do they say about country music? You play it backwards, you get your girlfriend back, you get your truck back. your dog comes back to life,
and you get out of jail.
You get out of jail. I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison, and I went to pick her up in the rain. But before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damned old train, and I'll hang around as long as you will let me. Some of the TV show themes were versions of old songs, like the theme to Married with Children. Exactly. Actually, it literally was just an edited version of the original Frank Sinatra release version of the song. The theme to Golden Girls, of course, was a cover of somebody else's longer song. You're absolutely right about that. The TV series Benny Hill Show used a version of the Coasters song Yakety Sax. It's called Yakety Sax, actually, for their end credits. You're absolutely right. Crazy Hippies from Woodstock.
I guess that was the parents.
I remember that moment in Family Ties episode. Never forgot that. Yes. So let me move on. I think you've got another one here.
Tonally, this is a lot different.
It is very different.
The Sopranos. You can't see the title, but it's there. The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Now I did a big time jump. We're going from the 80s.
Yeah.
Frankly, to 99 when it premiered, which frankly, this is really an aughts series. I don't consider this a 90s series. This is an aughts series, right. 2000s. This is an interesting song that was not technically written for The Sopranos, but came out the same year as it, and they brought it. So title song is Woke Up This Morning, described as a propulsive hip-hop song complete with howling wolf samples and a swelling gospel choir.
Yeah.
Okay, the song has been cited as a paradigmatic. I need to look that word up. That's interesting. Example of a great theme song which generates anticipation, immediately puts the viewer in front of in a focused frame of mind, and creates the kind of sonic familiarity that breeds audience loyalty. Alabama 3 frontman Rob Sprague wrote the song after hearing about the 1996 Sarah Thornton murder case, who stabbed her husband after claiming to be the victim of 2 years of abuse, mistreatment, and neglect. The song is co-written by Piers Marsh, Simon Edwards, and Jake Black. We started with a howling wolf loop, but like a lot of blues lyrics are quite misogynistic, Sprague explained. So I turned it around to be about a woman who's had enough and gets a gun. It's kind of ironic that it become a New Jersey gangster anthem. The track contains elements of Tell Me, performed by Howling Wolf, a sample of Standing at the Burying Ground by Mississippi Fred McDowell, and a sample from Mannish Boy by Muddy Waters. So yeah, that's interesting. So you hear this song. It's a very kinetic track. So when you hear it, and you just see Tony Soprano getting in his car in New York City and then driving back to New Jersey, and that's what happens in the intro credits. But it's a very kind of intense song, which kind of, I think it plays into the theme of what you'll be seeing, even though it's really just a guy driving back to his house, right?
Yeah.
The Tales from the Crypt theme song, which was written by Danny Elfman. Remember that? The theme. Remember?
Yep.
Tales from the Crypt. You must have gotten that. There was almost an alternative Sopranos song. I found this too. The Sopranos had an almost disastrously obvious main theme. David Chase could have ruined his own show by choosing Elvis Costello over Alabama 3. The Sopranos had one of the most perfect opening sequences in television history. But it almost wasn't that way. Originally, the Sopranos creator David Chase wanted a different song to introduce Tony. The song was an undisputed master of popular music, and it would have explicitly laid out the themes of the show, and it would have been terrible. According to the book Difficult Men, Behind the Scenes of a Creative Revolution by Brett Martin, Chase originally wanted Complicated Shadows from the 1996 album All This Useless Beauty by Elvis Costello and the Attractions. As Martin observed, Woke Up This Morning is, at first listen, odd and almost perverse choice for a show so steeped in a particular social world, even less Italian in Jersey than David Chase's other top choice, the song Elvis Costello's Complicated Shadows. However, Martin contends Chase early on was shy of being too straightforward with his musical choices. Yeah, because the song's about gangsters shooting up a town.
Yeah.
So that's a little too obvious.
I mean,
I don't know if you're familiar with this intro or not, Troy. I don't know if you.
Yes, I am. Because I I think I actually still have The Sopranos on DVD.
Oh, I love this show. I know we do Sparkwood in 21, and you and Deleted may say Twin Peaks greatest show of all time, but my favorite, greatest, is still Sopranos. But yeah,
that's awesome.
It's just a show with horrible people, but it's funny. It's just, but they're doing terrible things. It's just, I guess Dr. Malfi's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the mother. I forgot his mother on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved how she would talk trash about the other ladies in the home. She's so shanty Irish, like talking about some other. Oh, it's funny, Slash Francis. The theme to the original Teenage Ninja Turtles was a very recognizable theme. I thought after I turned this in, and I'm like, you didn't pick Turtles.
Yeah,
you didn't pick Turtles. I guess I picked DuckTales instead of Turtles, but that could have been a contender. Yeah, for this list.
Absolutely.
All right. That's all I gotta say about the Sopranos theme, but it's cool.
All right. Well, is this the last one?
That's the last one for you.
Okay. So
for you.
Yeah, this one's gonna. I got a little bit more to say about this than most of the
sharing the laughter and love.
Oh gosh, show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. The best is ready to begin. As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming. As long as we keep on giving, we can take anything that comes our way, baby, rain or shine, all the time. We got each other, sharing the laughter and love.
Mm-hmm.
This one pairs so well with the theme from Family Ties. Another great song about a family. Great family values. And not the kind of family, kind of. It's a modern take on the old TV 50s, and 60s families, right? Which was a little bit dated by this time. People were getting a little bit more realistic. People realized that you had to deal with some heavy stuff sometimes. Things that, hit the parents hard. They tried to protect the kids from. Things the kids went through that didn't seem that important to the parents were really important to the kids, right? Yeah. So they did start getting into a lot of those stories. They, of course, these were still sitcoms. So, there was still a humor to it. Well, except, of course, for those very special episodes that came along from time to time.
Yeah.
But
I remember one with Matthew Perry. Remember Carol's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right.
Then Mike comes in at the end of the episode after he had been drunk, her boyfriend drunk driving. He seemed okay, and then Mike has to deliver the news to Carol that he died. Remember that? Yes.
Yep. I think that's a great gut. It's a good and appropriate gut punch. I really do like that. But let me get into this. Like I said, I have a lot more to say about this. The opening theme song, As Long as We've Got Each Other, was written by John Baitis, composed by Steve Dorff, and produced by Dorff and Gary Klein. The song was performed solo by B.J. Thomas. Yes, for the first season, accompanied by Jennifer Warnes. Oh, God, she's got a great voice. Mm-hmm. For much of the remainder of the series run, with an updated synth version of the duet used for season 5 and the majority of season 7. For season 4, a rock orchestration of the duet was used with Dusty Springfield accompanying Thomas. And a cappella version of the tune performed by the uncredited quartet consisting of Joe Chimay, Jim Haas, John Joyce, and George Merrill, was used in season 6 for 4 episodes during season 7, including the series finale. The end theme was an instrumental version of the song accompanied by a saxophone lead, an orchestration stylized after the Thomas Springfield variation of the main theme and used for seasons 4 through 6, reverting to the original closing variant in its final season. Okay. The show's original opening credit sequence featured vintage photos and pairings showcasing families throughout history, followed by a photo of the main cast in the Seaver family kitchen that transitioned from sepia tone into color. Season 2 introduced the familiar sequence that bookended footage of the cast standing in front of the Victorian-style house at the Warner Brothers Studios Burbank backlot that was used for establishing exterior shots of the Seaver residence, with photos of each cast member during their formative years and for Thicke and Kern into earlier adulthood, and a selection of clips from various episodes. The opening credits, especially from season 2 through 5, differed from traditional sitcoms by incorporating sight gags similar to the Dick Van Dyke Show's Ottoman gag and the Simpsons couch gag, involving specifically shot scenes with the cast on location, albeit with far more variation. The close of the sequence during those seasons saw most of the Seavers leaving their standing positions to go into the house. Season 2 and 3 used a single clip in which Jason stayed a few seconds behind the other Seavers before following the rest of the family, while season 4 and 5 featured several variations showing a different family member lagging behind the others. The two-part third season premiere, Aloha, featured the Seavers standing in front of the Maui Prince Hotel, with clips from the episode interspersed with the vintage cast photos. Part 2 used an instrumental version of Swept Away, a song specifically written for the episode by Dorf Bates and Christopher Cross, who also performed the full version in the episode as the closing theme. With the conclusion of the characters' pregnancy storyline, the first 2 episodes of season 4 depicted a pregnant Maggie Seaver with the rest of the cast standing in front of the house set. Fool for Love featured Mike and Carol holding up "We're Back Finally" signs in a fourth wall reference to the season being delayed by the 1988 Writers Guild strike. I remember that. While Birth of a Seaver was the theme music abruptly stop as Maggie discovers that she is in labor, with the family ushering her back to the house as the song finishes. The younger member infant Chrissy is featured thereafter, with Carol holding an "It's a Girl" sign in the gag for Family Ties Part 1. The title sequence for the first 2 seasons featured the Seavers doing a family photo shoot, all dressed in formal wear, opening and closing with shots of current and past family photos above the Seavers' fireplace mantle. Although the formative years photos montage were kept, clips from previous episodes were replaced with still photos of each cast member. Photos of Leonardo DiCaprio taken for the sequence replaced the ending segment showing outtakes of the Seaver family photo shoot, starting with season 7's Jason Sings the Blues. However, season 6 would feature 2 episodes incorporating special title sequences: the 2-part anthology episode Happy Halloween, mainly featuring clips from the episode's Halloween story vignettes, and All the World's a Stage, set during Mike and Kate's performance at the dinner theater, with disclaimer credits of the cast members and executive producers appearing over shots of the theater patrons. Now, if you will indulge me, we're probably going to... Oh, I guess I didn't ask before we started. Do you have to go to work?
I do, but you can keep going. It's all right.
Okay. I've got a little bit more from an interview by Peter Reynolds. Show Me That Smile Again, an oral history of the theme song to Growing Pains. Just the fact that this article exists has got to tell you how much thought and how much love there is involved with these themes. When Growing Pains adapted, and again, this is written by Peter Reynolds, so if he says I at any point, that's him. When Growing Pains debuted in 1985, few could have predicted that its theme song, As Long as We've Got Each Other, would become arguably the best and most beloved television theme song of all time. 35 years later, the people who were there to witness the magic reflect on the song and its impact on the show's success. Neil Marlins, the executive producer, says, I knew right away that I wanted Alan Thicke to play Jason Seaver. Once we got Joanna Kearns as Maggie, I said to myself, okay, now this show has real potential. Dan Gutzelman, another producer, to get that much talent in the same room was really something special. Alan and Joanna were already established names, of course, but I knew Tracy Gold and Kirk Cameron were going to be stars too. You could see it from day one. I remember telling Neil, okay, we've got all the pieces we need, so if this goes sideways, we have nobody to blame but ourselves. He laughed. Neil laughed at everything. Sure, actors are important, but creating a bit in Hollywood requires more than just acting chops. It also requires a great theme song. Therefore, As Long as We Got Each Other, or Elagio, Alawgeo. Yeah, I'm fine saying As Long as We've Got Each Other. And it's known in multiple message boards, whatever, was there to almost single-handedly carry the show from also ran status to rating juggernaut. Jeremy Miller, who played Ben Seaver, said, I basically grew up on the set of Growing Pains, and everyone was always so nice to me, even though I was just a punk kid. But no, to answer your question, I don't theme song. Tracy Gold, who played Carol. I honestly don't remember the show having a theme song at all. Now I'm going to pause. This is Troy interjecting here real quick. You got to remember that these kids, and actually probably the adults too, that appeared as actors on the show, very likely didn't watch the show the way we did. They were in the show. They knew the stories. They memorized their lines. They knew the characters intimately. So they probably did not go home and catch it on their day off, during the off season or whatever, watch the reruns of themselves. Full disclosure, I never go back and rewatch an episode of one of these streams. I don't. I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I won't do it. I'm too embarrassed to see myself and hear myself. And the stupid crap I say in these streams. Anyway, back to this. Jamie Abbott, who played Stinky Sullivan. Remember Stinky Sullivan?
I remember.
No, I never met the guy who wrote the theme song, and I don't recall him being on set either, but the show itself was a great experience.
Wasn't there Boner Stabone? Isn't that a character on the show?
Yes, I think you're right. It's pretty surprising that some of the actors don't recall the guy who wrote the theme song, because he was on set multiple times and definitely met all of them, and even specifically made a point of wishing James Miller a happy 13th birthday when the songwriter's annual allotted studio visit happened to coincide with Miller's big day. But okay, whatever you say, you don't remember him. Alan Thicke sure did. Yeah, the kids probably didn't put the importance on sometimes when you meet somebody, right? Alan was, this is Gunselman saying, Alan was a big music guy. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. For a lot of years, I thought he sang the theme song. He's right in that same voice range, and I knew he was a musical guy. Anyway, that was me interjecting. Let me get back to the quote. Alan was a big music guy, but I don't think I ever heard him mention anything about the theme song for the show or the guy who wrote it. What he did like, though, was the Full House theme song. I remember him humming that song to himself all the time. Now, here's an editor's note. In fact, As Long as We've Got Each Other is far better musically and remains more beloved than every other television theme song of that era, including the Full House theme and Family Matters theme song, which are, let's be honest, essentially the same song. Think about it. That's not wrong. As well as any other song by the not actually that talented and actually pretty condescending Jesse Frederick. Also, Alan Thicke died in 2016, so there's basically no way to conclude anything other than Dan Gutzman is a liar. Okay, fine. Wait, was it like, and then no, never mind, that's Family Ties. Joanna Kearns, Maggie Seaver says, I'm really not sure why you keep asking about the theme song. There was so much more on behind the scenes of the show. There was this one time a drifter wandered onto the set and threatened to eat Kirk Cameron's shoes if he didn't give him the role of Chrissy Seaver, who, as you might recall, was a baby. Dan Gunselman, our brilliant producer, told the drifter that there was no way we were casting an older man as Chrissy the baby before the drifter could even respond to Don. Kirk Cameron cracked him over the head with his Young Artist Award for Best Young Superstar in Television. Kirk kept all of his awards with him everywhere he went. I'm starting to question some of the way she's describing this particular incident. And the drifter collapsed right there in the middle of the Seavers kitchen. Nobody did anything to help. In retrospect, I guess we were all in shock that Kirk would do something like that, and that Young Artist Award was that heavy. I had assumed they were hollow, but Kirk was already screaming on set, "Nobody touches Kirk Cameron's shoes." So maybe we should have seen it coming. Eventually, the drifter bled out. At that point, it wasn't just about protecting Kirk. We were all implicated. What we did next still haunts me. We couldn't let something like that ruin a hit TV show. Editor's note with a timeless theme song. So I reached out to a pyrotechnics guy I knew who owed me a favor. We took the body way out back in the Warner lot where he loaded it up with an ungodly amount of dynamite. Alan was there. He was always so strong. It wasn't just in front of the cameras. He was really like that. Anyway, we blew that drifter to hell. I just stood out there and cried. That was 30 years ago. Fast forward to last summer, a man visited me at my home. He said my name was, his name was Craig Davies, and that his father, a veteran, Sergeant William Davies, had disappeared decades ago in Los Angeles area, probably after going off of his antipsychotic medication. It's hard to know for sure because they were estranged at the time, but Craig thinks his father must have gotten lost and wandered onto the Warner Brothers lot where he was murdered by Kirk Cameron with a Young Artist Award after threatening to eat Kirk's shoes. He wondered if I ever heard anything about anything like that. Of course, I told him no, but it was clear to me that day that Craig wouldn't stop trying to find out what happened to his father. And then, and when he does, he'll come knocking again. But me and Mr. Smith and Wesson will be ready. We've always been ready.
So wait. If this is a true story,
it's not.
No, I'm going to say if it is, Kirk Cameron murdered someone.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
And there's no statute of limitations on murder.
No, there isn't. This is just her being
hey, now they can't identify him.
Right. Despite the fact that As Long as We've Got Each Other continued to reign as television's best ever theme song, ratings for Growing Pains tanked at the end of season 6. Looking to spice things up, they suppose the supposedly brilliant producer, Dan Gutzelman, brought a young Leonardo DiCaprio to play a homeless teenager taken in by the Seaver family. Now, this is a quote from Leonardo DiCaprio, who played Luke Bauer. Oh, sure, Growing Pains, good show. But even DiCaprio recognized that the show was nothing without its theme song, and that the failing ratings couldn't be solved by some gimmicky new character. In fact, what they needed was for the producers to grant the songwriter's request and extend the theme song for an additional 26 seconds. That's really nothing in the grand scheme of things, in order to accommodate a new verse and the songwriter had just come up with that would have perfectly encapsulated the Seavers family at that point, at that precise moment in time, but they didn't. I'll never understand why. Gutzelman, I vaguely remember the guy who wrote the theme song coming to me and asking for an additional 30 seconds or something for the intro. Excuse me, sorry. When the show is only 22, 23 minutes per episode, that's an eternity. Editor's note, it's not, particularly when the theme song is the only reason everyone watches the show. I mean, come on. Who did you guys think he was? Jesse Frederick. Editor's note. How about F you, Dan? Yeah, I agree.
Oh, wow.
But that, yeah, because, and the reason that I bothered with all of that, and even Joanna Kern's, silly story, which I thought was kind of funny. I thought it was worth reading. That the tone of that interview and the greed of the producer, this is always what happens in Hollywood. The creatives make something that people love, and then the producers come in and tweak and tweak and tweak and put more and more and more restrictions to the point that it all kind of falls apart under its own weight. When you get down to that video, and I think I'm going to share that link again. I really want you guys. Oops, that was the lyrics that I was singing. Sorry about that. Nothing wrong with that, to be honest. But let me get that video for you again. You guys really should check it out, because it goes far more in depth than anything we've done here tonight. Talking about one show that the writer had written the song for. He said it got to the point where the show was 18 minutes for just the show. All the rest was commercials. And that's getting to be a problem. If you get to the point where there's not enough show, you end up with this situation where people are starting to tune out. And you want to cut the theme song, which was at the time something that people loved about the show. They're already tuning out. Oh, but Leonardo DiCaprio, that's going to save the show.
Leo.
Speaking of, we mentioned earlier on the Simpsons. The Simpsons did an episode where they parodied that whole concept, the trope of the bringing in the new kid to try to save the show. They did that with well, they did that here with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Different Strokes. They brought in the redheaded kid. What was his name?
Right.
On the Brady Bunch with Oliver.
Cousin Oliver. Yes, it's a common trope.
Partridge Family with Jeremy.
Yes, and it never works because you can't put lightning back into a bottle, right? You have years of chemistry. These people do become like a real family. And you just throw somebody into a family. That's a hard pill to swallow, So yeah, it's and so honestly, when it comes down to it, that's why we lost the television theme. Oh God.
No. You're thinking Teen Titans Go.
Oh, that's right.
This is a different show.
Okay.
This is Teen Titans. This aired from 2003 to 2006.
Okay.
You know what's depressing? I was still in my 20s when this was on. It really makes me depressed. This was made actually in response to Justice League, because they were working very hard on the Justice League cartoon. They found out that some of the little kids, they weren't watching Justice League. So then they decided we're going to make another DC show that's more catered to children. But it's not what I think you're thinking of, which is Go. This is the original Teen Titans, still the same voice actors, but it did have its lighter side, its humorous side, but it would get serious when it had to. I was a big fan of this. And on the DVD, when it came out, they made a point that they were complaining a lot that we don't get great TV themes anymore. Like the guy said, when he grew up, he remembered television shows had their theme songs, like the Brady Bunch and things like that. So we're going to have this DC cartoon that we're going to have a theme song, and this is where we get, I believe, the song which is titled. Which give me a moment here, and there we go. Theme song for kids. Animated Teen Titans. Song is played at the beginning of every episode. Written by Andy Sturmer and composed by Japanese performers Amy Anuki and Yumi Yoshimura, also known under the alias Puffy Amiyumi. This was a Japanese pop band. So they're singing the lyrics in English, but there's always that Japanese, what is it, lilt?
Yes, exactly. It was a very K-pop-ish kind of.
Very K-pop, kind of, yeah.
I wanted to say hi to Pit Snipe Husker. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, the track is called Teen Titans Go, was released on their 2003 album, Nice.
You know, Peter Venkman's girl brings up a great point. We don't even get shows worthy of them anymore. So I mean, there is that too.
Don't get me started on Teen Titans Go. Perhaps I will bring it up next week, because we're doing. Well, we'll get in that a little bit, though. But there was a music video produced. It was on the DVD, featuring Puffy Amiyumi performing against animated backgrounds, as well as featuring clips from the series.
Yeah.
The song has been released in both its original Japanese as well as an English translation, both of which have been featured on alternating episodes of Teen Titans. So that's right. Sometimes I would play the Japanese version. But let me give you the links. The sequence begins with Robin eyes are glowing and flying throughout the series logo. The shot of Titans Towers was added in addition to 5 colored backgrounds for the Titans: Raven's purple, Beast Boy's green, Starfire's yellow, orange, and Cyborg's blue. Yeah, it's a very cool intro, and it has full lyrics. Let me read the lyrics. When there's trouble, you know who to call. Teen Titans. From their tower, they can see it all. Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
When there's evil on the attack, you can rest knowing they got your back. Because when the world needs heroes on patrol, Teen Titans go. Which I think is a reference to Mahi Go from Speed Racer Go. Remember? I think that was kind of a reference to that.
I like that.
With their superpowers, they unite. Teen Titans never met a villain that they liked. Teen Titans. They've got the bad guys on the run. They never stop till the job gets done. Because when the world is losing all control, Teen Titans go. Anyway, but big fan of this series. I don't know if you ever watched this original series or not, Troy.
I saw a couple episodes, and I didn't watch it avidly.
I know at the time there were some stalwarts that really wanted an animated series that was more based, I guess, on the Titans comic, which this did do some of those arcs. They did the Terra arc, the Judas Contract, as they call it.
Yes.
And they did the Trigon the Terrible arc on this show as well.
God. The Trigon the Terrible, though, in the comics was pretty dark.
Well, they made him as scary as they could on this kid's cartoon. The funny thing about Teen Titans, the cartoon, I made a point that Batman the Brave and the Bold is like, you have an actual Batman, like Batman acts like Batman, but he's stuck in this ridiculous world based on all the 1960s DC comics, right? That was popular at the time. Whereas this show is like a children's superhero show, but then you have an actual serious villain on it, like an A-lister. That would be normally be on like a Batman the Animated Series, Superman Animated Series, and that was Slade, also known as Deathstroke in the comics, and he's like,
what was it? Slade what? Slade Wilson? Does that name sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Sounds a lot like Wade Wilson, doesn't it? There's a reason for that.
Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers freaking rock to play that. I don't know that cartoon, but I'll have to look for it. Or is that a live action show?
I got to see 4 seasons a couple years ago. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
My nephews were Teen Titans fans. I didn't mind that one, frankly. It led into the MCU and DCU era really well. It was a nice point of connection for us. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a show made for children, but it was still funny. Like in the first episode, there's a scene where Robin and Cyborg are trying to pull on a move against the monster, and they mess it up, and they start yelling at each other. And they do this thing which exists in anime where like you see them yelling at each other, and then you see the other 3 Titans, and suddenly they're all shrunk down looking like babies, and you hear this baby crying in the background as Robin and Cyborg are screaming at each other. And I bust out laughing.
Yeah.
But then you'd have other episodes like, maybe this is going to be a spoiler alert but all throughout this season, Robin is trying to figure out what Slade's plan is. And then we get to the finale, 2-part finale. You know what his plan is? He's going to threaten. He put destructive nanomachines in all the other Titans except for Robin. And he tells Robin, you're going to be my apprentice. He basically wants to turn Robin into a supervillain. And if you don't do as I say, if you don't get that thrill by doing crimes, because he wants to basically corrupt Robin. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill your friends. Okay.
Wow.
And this is his ultimate plan is, can I turn a superhero into a villain?
Wow.
And make him my apprentice. And that's his whole plan. And that's really sinister. Like I've seen other villain big plans and series, but I thought that one was interesting. He's about, can I corrupt something? He doesn't win in the end. Don't worry. Things work.
Right. I'm sure.
But it's one of the last great DC cards.
Do you know what the big hook for Slade was in the comics?
What?
He was the father of one of the members of the Teen Titans.
Which one?
Jericho.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I said it even at the time. I would love it if they had done. This is another problem. They were going to do the Judas Contract as one of these standalone DC movies, like the ones we were watching, Mr. Matchstick, and they kept putting it off until they never did it. And then they eventually did it as part of the connected DC animated verse, which were a different set of movies. But we never got that one that was going to be based on the actual comics of the time, the 80s, what were the authors? But they were going to try and it was originally
Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Yeah, and they were going to try to base, and I would have loved to have seen the more like mature version of that storyline in like a movie. I thought that would have been really cool.
So this is probably a great pivot point to start talking about next week.
Yep.
I'm going to be addressing why it is so important that we stick to the stories. There was some moron that I was debating with in the comments of a James Gunn commentary video type thing, where I was just kind of ripping on the Green Lantern Corps. And he was like, it's not really, supposed to be an adaptation of the comics. It's just inspired by, because people that go to these movies, they're normies. They don't want, exactly what's in the comics. And I'm like, you're a moron. If people are going to see a comic book movie, even if they've never read the comics, they expect it to be the characters from the comics. And maybe they go and start reading the comics. If they are not comic book fans, they're not going to the movie at all. You moron. What is wrong with you? People are just so damn stupid. And I have always said you got to plan these. What the thing that I pointed out, people are starting to say the same thing about James Gunn not James Gunn himself, but the James Gunn verse, managed by James Gunn, James Gunn's DC universe. In regards to this story of Hal Jordan, they say this is leading into Darkest Night. And I'm like, that is as stupid as Zack Snyder telling the story of The Dark Knight Returns as the first meeting of Batman and Superman. This is a story that requires history to lead up to it. You don't tell the end of a story at the beginning.
Look,
I said, and that's what this is. You got 1 hour. You got 1 hour of Hal Jordan before they effing killed him.
Listen to me. Do you want to know what my basic thing of the current state of DC? And I almost thought about sticking this image in next week's slides, but I won't do it. But I'm thinking of a turd with flies on it. That's basically what I think right now. There's the Nightfall trilogy coming out, which might be good, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm going to wait and see. I'll watch it. I'm not paying for it. If it gets on HBO or if the library gets it, I'll watch it. If I end up really liking it and they do an excellent job, I'll purchase it. But I'm not doing anything sight unseen anymore. They've had way too many misses. I'll get into it next week. I am pissed.
In my opinion, they are really missing out by look. They can't even manage to get their main characters' stories out there.
No,
let alone the sidekicks. Because that's what the Titans are. They are the junior team. You've got the Justice League and you've got the Teen Titans.
If they could just do a Teen Titans, just anything, and do it based on those 80s comics. But it was just called Titans, actually, not Teen Titans. Yeah.
Well, there was Tales of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
And there was the new Teen Titans.
Okay, but anyway,
then it just became the Titans. Yeah, I have them all. Trust me. Anyway. The important point is that the creation of the Teen Titans was intended to be the DC answer to the X-Men.
Yeah.
Something for teenagers to kind of relate to.
Yeah.
And being in the shadow of somebody else and being an outsider, being, too young to be taken seriously, but having too much responsibility to be a kid, was really good storytelling. And that is the kind of thing that you need, but you need the setup. You need Batman, right? Before you have Batman and Robin. And then you need Robin to start taking a leadership role with these other kids, right? And I'm just going the Batman route. All these other characters need a background too, and a lead up. And then they get their own stuff, right? And then when you get into your fourth or fifth wave of your movies and TV shows, they're the adults that have taken over. And they've earned it because you've seen their progression all the way along, right? I don't know, man. It's
funny you mention all that. I only saw the first couple seasons, but I realized Young Justice is probably more representative of what like a more serious Teen Titans would have been, probably.
Yeah.
Because you had Robin as part of that team, and the idea is they were going to be used as like a covert ops group. You could go do the things that the superheroes couldn't do in public. That was sort of how they would be trained by actual heroes like Black Canary.
Now you want
one of their trainers, yeah.
What I think would go really well with. Bear with me as I say a phrase that everyone's going to misinterpret. A modern audience, and I don't mean the modern audience. I mean a true modern audience with modern sensibilities. If they were to do a Teen Titans in the style of Young Justice, right? Yeah. Think about this. You've got what they should have is they should have Robin. They should have Changeling, Raven, Wonder Girl, right?
Yes.
Whatever incarnation of Superboy you've got, whether it's Jonathan or Chris, whichever one, should be there. And there should be a little bit of this Superboy needs to come down a peg. No, you're not the leader of this team. Robin is. He has established himself as the leader, but he's got no powers. He's got the power of leadership. You need to learn it. And let there be some tension there. And then give them a moment for Chris or Jonathan to go back home and his dad say, "They're right, son. You got some growing up to do."
We're going to talk next week about the state of DC. Things I want to say.
This is not wrong. Most of the people they get these days are writing their therapy sessions.
Yeah.
That's kind of true.
That's some of them. Some of it is just them trolling the audience, and that's what they're doing at this point, trolling. But great theme song for Teen Titans. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, it absolutely is, and
I kind of had it there because it's the last one I remember that I thought was memorable, and that was written in 2000s, and that was because the writers intentionally set out we need a good old fashioned theme song like we used to get, and that's why they did that.
Exactly, and that's why. What I was getting at was next week we will continue what this conversation became.
State of DC.
State of DC.
What is the state of this,
and so forth?
I'll be bringing up Batman Cape Crusader. We're not skipping that. I guess I might bring up Teen Titans Go because the show will not go off the air.
God. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely
patience. I don't have patience.
The state of entertainment is ridiculous, and that's why I find myself so fascinated as AI is being used to generate fan productions. I literally, just before we went live, I watched a clip that I think is going to lead into something bigger that the channel is doing. It gave us the meeting of the Christopher Reeve Superman and Helen Slater Supergirl that we never got in the movies. And the implied story is very well thought out. I really like it. One little error, and I don't think this was an AI error. I think this was a writing error on the part of the person who wrote the dialogue. She says something, she actually says it twice. Remember what the little orb was, the little MacGuffin that she comes to Earth looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it called? Do you remember?
The something hedron.
The Omega Hedron.
I was about to say the dodecahedron.
It was the Omega Hedron, and she called it the Omnihedron twice. So it was not an AI error. It was in the script. And the voice act, the AI voice actor did it exactly as written. So people make mistakes. Unless they're drawing from some lore I'm unaware of. If maybe the Omega Hedron made it into the comics and they're calling it Omnihedron in the comics, I don't know. But it was really cool. It was basically she lands in the wheat field where Clark is in Smallville working the field, and it's the first time they meet. And she explains. He said, "I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to meet you face to face. I was off planet when you were here before." She goes, "I had to take the Omega Hedron back to Argo City, or everyone would die." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "It was my fault. You know, all I know is that you saved those people. You know," and it's a great little thing. You know, now she's come back, and he says, and then he explains, about my dad gave me a crystal, and it created this fortress of solitude for me, and in a way, I can kind of still talk to him because his consciousness is in the AI of the fortress. She goes, "Jor-El, really?" He goes, "Yeah, you want to see?" And then they have a little flying montage where they go up north, and she gets to see the Fortress of Solitude. And there's it's just this little moment that was so good. They're flying like next to each other, and she just kind of flies into him and bumps him, kind of like you would, like a little sister, just elbowing you in the back seat of the car, and
there you go.
It was really, really sweet, and I really, really liked it. And they ended it with "to be continued." So I'm wondering if they've got more story that they want to do with that. But I'm like,
they did "to be continued" to see, okay, how much interest are we getting in that?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right there. You're probably right with that.
To let people know, hey, if you're really that interested, we will continue this.
Yeah. So, James Gunn did not understand the assignment. He didn't care. That's the difference. He chose not to understand the assignment because he had, and like so many of these people who think who the hell they are, they take over somebody else's IP and do whatever the hell they want with it. You know?
Oh yeah.
The last part of the crap writing overall is second screen writing. Yeah, that's Doctor Who. Yeah. The only place it ever appeared in comics was the official Supergirl movie special comic adaptation published to tie in with the film rather than standard DC continuity. However, they do make reference in the comics later on to something called the Alpha Hedron. So I'm guessing that it did show up again later. But again, I don't think that it was an Omnihedron. It was still the Omega Hedron. And honestly, I personally would have loved it if we had found out that her little device was the Omega Hedron and the green crystal was the Alpha Hedron. I think that would have made a perfect, in-universe technobabble kind of a concept. But anyway,
yeah,
we'll talk about that more next week. Tomorrow night, hope you guys all join Netter on her channel for I almost said Films with Friends, Retro Cinema, where we will be watching the Hudsucker Proxy. It's for the kids.
It's Retro Films with Friends Cinema.
Retro Films with Friends Cinema, exactly. Where everybody knows your name. Sunday, what are we going to be talking about on Geeky Geezers?
Oh, a lot. There was a hacker apparently has all of Grand Theft Auto 6, and he's yelling about things. There's what else? There's a Miami Vice remake coming out. There's
why?
There's unfortunately we have the in remembrance for Hayden Panettiere. Unfortunately, she passed away. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about on Sunday. The Miami Vice movie doesn't have to be bad. It is gonna take place in the 80s.
You said remake. That's all I needed.
Well, movie. Hear. It's a movie adaptation. Okay, it might be terrible. Okay, I mean, I don't know.
I have zero confidence in how. At this point, it's not even trust but verify. It's I'll wait and find out, and then see maybe.
There was something else in here that I thought was going to really annoy you. Hold on.
There's a lot annoying me.
Let me see here. Last of Us, who cares? Okay. Amazon leaking Jason Statham's new movie on their streaming. Meaning something that's supposed to be out in theaters and making money, they leaked it on Prime by accident. Won't talk about that.
That is hysterical.
This
is part of the problem with all of this this digital stuff. You know, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah, let's talk about more Sunday.
And then we'll wrap up the night, late night, Sunday night, Doctor Who, part 2 of the Crusade.
Cool.
So, or actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's the conclusion of the Crusade. Okay. First half is the third episode, and the second half is the reconstruction of the fourth episode. Remember, a lot of these first and second Doctor serials are missing lost media. So many of them have been reconstructed using, well, in some cases telesnaps, in many other cases using animation. And honestly, there may come a day where that animation is replaced with the AI. It may very well happen. So
I just want to remind my members, most of which are here, to go over to my channel and vote for which week you would like to have your members only trivia night. Right now, September 3rd is in the lead. So if you want next week, then you need to go over and vote for it. Otherwise, we're going to be doing it September 3rd. Voting will be closed Monday. I'll let Troy know what the date is on Monday, and he will talk about during Liquid Lunch so that y'all know this is where we're going to be.
Yep. And thank you so much, Lady Mist, for the $2 super sticker, which we lovingly call the Farty Fox.
Shimmy left, shimmy right, Farty Fox is dancing tonight. Hearts go popping out his bum, wiggle, wiggle, here they come. Come. Cute as can be with a fluffy tail sway, spreading love in the silliest way. Farty Fox, you're the best. Boop, 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 you're simply the cutest mess.
Thank you so much, Lady Mist. Super, super appreciate that. Warning, stay away from the short version of War Games. The short version of War Games. Is there an edited version of it? What do they take out of War Games? Don't know.
Probably the scene where the guy's yelling Mr. Potato Head. It's problematic.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you assuming Potato Head's gender? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's this. Isn't there a scene where the dad eats raw corn?
Good point. Good point. Oh, that's right. Members Night at the movie. I have been so messed up this week because of the changeover. I don't even remember. Did I say what the new movie or what the next movie was going to be? I don't remember. I'll figure it out. But yes, there will be a members movie night on Monday. I don't remember. I'm very discombobulated right now because of the studio change. And so many other things going on. But anyway, Boomer, any last thoughts before we wrap it up?
Nothing. We should do this again sometime, maybe, with the
Absolutely.
songs. We'll think maybe we'll do non-lyric themes for another one someday. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
That's an idea.
Yeah, I know why you want to do that, because I can't sing those. Netter, any last thoughts? Any last words?
Well, Troy was talking about karaoke night. You just didn't know it was going to be tonight.
Yes. It's not technically karaoke if I'm not doing all the songs.
Yeah, but you guys are Osmo. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you again to Clue Studios, who was our producer tonight. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for the generosity. Also, Jonathan Conroy with the other
Absolutely,
5
guys. You guys
are amazing.
It's like you were. It's like you were batting to make up for last week. You guys are just so wonderful. And I'm sorry, Peter Venkman Girl, I misunderstood what you were getting at.
Yes.
You were still talking about Dr.
I know what he's talking about.
The War Games. Yes.
Stay away from
the
new version.
I do not do truncated, shortened versions of things. In fact, there is a serial coming up from Doctor Who that you're going to get 2 versions of. The
color.
I also want to thank Geek Flag with Nate for his gifty. I don't want to overlook anyone. And of course, Lady Mist for the Farty Fox. Thank you so much for that.
So if we're going to be specific, we've got Jonathan Conroy with 5 gifted memberships. We got a $10 super chat from Clue Studio. We got a $5 super chat from Clue Studio. We got a $5 super chat from Clue Studio. We got a gifted membership from Geek Flag with Nate Nodes. We got 5 gifted memberships from Clue Studios. We got a $20 super chat from Clue Studios. We got a $5 super chat from Clue Studios. 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 A $5 super chat from Clue Studios, and a $5 super chat from Clue Studios.
Along with the $2 Farty Fox on my channel from Lady Mist.
There you go. Guys, you guys are incredibly generous. I super appreciate it, but I promise you it was absolutely, it's coming at the perfect time. I was really, really struggling, and I so appreciate it. Like a fat kid loves cake. Absolutely.
On that.
So guys, I want to thank you guys so much for all the ways that you support us, not just these generous financial ways, but Peter Venkman's girl, and all the rest of you who share the stream out, hitting that like, dropping the comments, that stuff really does help. It really, really does. And that sharing out, that brings people in as much as the gifted memberships. It gets eyes on the channel. It really does. So I want to thank each and every single one of you so much for coming and starting the weekend with us. I ask you all to please take care of yourself. Health is fragile, and health lost is difficult to reobtain. So take care of yourself. Be as healthy as you possibly can. Stay hydrated because it is so important for your health. Drink responsibly, which I'm absolutely trying to do. And I will see you all on the next one, which is tomorrow night over on Netter's channel. Take care, my friends. Salute.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me and you.